How's it going now? First thing I want to talk about. Hey guys, we're doing a cereal list. Well, I'm not doing the list, I'm just going down what the people say the list is and just be talking about whether or not it's valid or not. Now, this list isn't in any particular order, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, but we'll get into all that. So, the first thing is Cheerios. Now, guys, listen. When you first hear Cheerios, you're thinking, okay, we're eating some trashy plain cereal, some whatever kind of shit. It's not even that bad. I'm not gonna lie, especially with the honey. You know, if it's not, when I'm talking about the cereal, I'm talking about the base durations, not any specials, not any modifications, not any this. We're just gonna talk about base models. So if we're talking about the ones that have the slight sugary on the outside of the Cheerios, it's delicious. I mean, honestly. Now, obviously, I can't talk about like stages of cereal because there's either the cereal or soggy. I mean, there's kind of like a mid range that you could probably place it in, and it will have a different reaction maybe. But overall, it would be a whole different consensus if it was like a different. So basically, before I was rudely interrupted, I was talking about stages. So it's either crispy. That's when you just that's like you pour the milk in, pour the cereal in, you eat it the same second. And then there's slightly imbued. You know, it has slightly it got some of the milk in there, but it's obviously not soggy. And then there's soggy. Guys, can we be honest? There's no cereal that you can eat soggy. I feel like once it gets soggy, it's done for. It's not even worth talking about, to be honest. It's just not a good idea overall. Like I wouldn't consider having it as that, stuff like that. So we're not gonna talk about that. But when it comes to, you gotta eat Cheerios when it's in second stage. That's the best stage for a majority of cereal. But I feel like it has a really good like crunch. It has a slight special, like it's a cereal that you don't want that's sugary, but it's not even on my top five. Okay, be honest with you, I haven't had Cheerios in so long. It's more of a old person type of meal, type of cereal, and it does like imbue that kind of source of like we're on our last legs, or it's time to get the oatmeal along those veins. Like you'll see, like if cereals with regular food or with other food, it'll be right next to oatmeal and cashews. Like it would just be like that. You would know that from like very like experiences. Like I'm being honest with you, so it doesn't matter anyway. And even at that point, you could just have a different type of overall vibe. Now let's see about the second piece of cereal, because there is a list here. Now I'm not trying to. Oh, Frosted Flakes. Okay, now guys, Frosted Flakes is a good flake. It's overall a good experience.
Bro, what were you yapping about down in the bathroom? I heard you talking about like Frosted Flakes.
When it comes to Frosted Flakes, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. It's overall pretty meal. So I can tell you about like 50% of 50%, or something like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's in the same vein as what's the other? Hold on. Jeez. As Cheerios. It's in the same vein as Cheerios, okay? So it has the same, like, qualities, light sugar, good crunch. I would say that, I'm not gonna lie,
Hey, he shot at him!
Very, need more flavor. And so 90% of my Frosted Flakes experience has been with added sugar, which is good for added sugar because, it's more shaped like a bowl or a leaf, which can easily grab the sugar. Like, I've added sugar to every cereal imaginable. Well, the good ones, because I don't eat the bad ones. But when it comes down to, like, whether or not it's something needs more cereal, like, more sugar, it does not necessarily, okay? Frosted Flakes is good on their own, but I've always felt like it needed another kick, and for that, I can't. Anything that I have to add to it, I won't put it like, it can't be that high, because I need something that's stock standard. You could bust it out, one, boom, boom, bada bing, eat it up. It's just got to be like that. Just very simple, very unique type of vibe overall. so it's not obviously not going to be top 10, not even top 5. Well, vice versa, but you know what I mean. So I can say that it's very, very like classical. It tastes good. Okay, it has great texture, great crunch. you know, overall, just all right. So now, after I got rudely interrupted, we're obviously talking about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now, this one is a fan favorite. This is stock standard. Everybody loves it, and I'm not gonna lie, it is top 5. Okay, I won't tell you where. Okay, not yet until we get into a couple other ones, but it's just overall a good. It's a good meal. Okay, now first we get the flavor. The flavor is amazing. Trust me, I've never had to put a little extra like cheese or something on mine. So overall, it was a great concept, and whether or not you like it or not, you can always just enjoy the meal. You can enjoy like a great little session. And after you eat your cereal, you get a great little, like, well, if you have the right proportions, you have a great milk variety of such things. Such like that. So, whether or not you like it is up to you and stuff like that. But it's just like other people. You can always enjoy it or not enjoy it, stuff like that. So, basically, okay. So, it has the great texture. It has all the sauce and sugar and all the good stuff already in it. So, it's overall great. But one of the cons that I have stated before is the milk. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I always put the wrong ratio. I always put way more milk than there is cereal, and that's 90% of everybody's experience. So, when you when you get done eating your cereal, you're like, oh, I got a fresh pot of milk here. Let's go in for seconds or for thirds. Now, guys, it's not uncommon, even though some people will say, to mix your cereals, okay? Now, if you go to a cereal that's like, for example, Cheerios to Frosted Flakes, yeah, it's not crazy to say that. But if you have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch water. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but you got to be a maniac to take that Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk and then place it into the thing. It's just
just be like alone in your house and you'll just be like, man, I really want to curl my butt hairs, and you start curling your butt hairs with your fingers. You guys ever do that, or is that just me?
Yes. There's always that one random kid at the end of the round who's just yapping to himself.
So like I was saying, like you're gonna have the Cheerios toast like milk, and it's gonna be like a different like basically you cannot cereal swap, which is not like a certain type of like to always have that
pre-workout when you got
always have it. So basically, okay. You can only cereal re-up only on Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now, Cinnamon Toast Crunch only happening here and there, whether or not you like it or not. So, alright, let's just go. It's in top 5. It's in top 5. It's a great meal. Overall, it tastes amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of my top 10 favorites, but I wouldn't say that, like, it's not number 1. It's not number 1, not number 3. But it is a great meal. Like I said, you can't cereal swap with it. Other than that, it has a great, like, you can eat it, but you can eat it in the first stage or in the second stage. So it's overall, there is no wrong way to eat it, okay? Unless it gets, but now we're gonna talk about Special K. Now, guys, Special K, Special K is just a fake Frosted Flake. Can we be honest? Can we be honest and say that, please? Because it is. At the end of the day, it is. Like, whether or not you like it or not, I can't sit here and approve of such, like, debauchery. Like, it's not something that's good. Me personally, I would not like it, okay? I feel like it's just a rip-off. Well, it's a mainstream rip-off to say anything. And it's just that type of way to be, like, different aspects and stuff like that. We're not even going to talk about it anymore, to be honest. We're going to go ahead and... Okay, Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran is terrible. Okay, guys, I don't know who in the God-given world even thought was even slightly the great idea. So, guys, don't eat sugar.
I had like, what was it, like 145 on bench, and I did that for 4.5 reps. I had 135 on. I got that for 6 reps. I was chilling.
Nobody asked you.
Well, fuck you, you bitch. I bet you can't even bench 135.
Yo. It's a
I'm in middle school and people have bench more than that, bucko.
Who just said that? Who said
that? Oh yeah, but I bet you can't. Other people can, but you can't. At least
yeah, because I'm in 6th grade. They're like 8th graders who did that thing.
Yo.
He can't bench 135. He's not allowed to talk.
So anyway, like I was saying before these guys started talking about bench presses or whatever, is that whoever sick, demented mind, ever sick, weird, medically need to be checked mind decided to make Raisin Bran's a thing. Now, guys, Raisin Bran is basically your Special K rip off of a rip off with terrible stuff. Guys, I've never heard of a person that says, "Ooh," or raisin cookie. Guys, I've multiple times I've been hit with I've had a mistaken mind, and I was like, oh, look at these cookies.
No, he's not
Look
buying
at these
something.
cookies.
Leave him alone. See,
and then I
he's
was
just-
like, okay,
he's just going
these
for
are
his
great.
daily
Okay,
jog.
but
Look,
then I get
leave that
home,
guy alone.
I sit in my little chamber, and then I realize that it's raisin. Now I thought I was eating chocolate
think you
chip,
should kill
and then I
Jerome.
bite
He
into
just went
a wet, juicy, disgusting, like a soggy grape. Like, come on, who's gonna enjoy that? You can't look me in my eyes and say, oh man, that's a great meal. No, it's not a great meal. Not even close to a great meal. Okay, and now I can understand the slight inclination to have something like that. I understand like a slight like like the flavor combination. It's not the best, obviously, but let me tell you, it's not even like close to like a good there's flavor combinations, and we'll get into those, obviously. I know you're thinking about the big ones, but overall it's not good. I wouldn't even look at a person that would even do that. Like you can't. It's just not good. Okay, it's disgusting. Plus the milk, and you get this like kind of like mushy, milky. Now that I'm done being interrupted, next on the list we have Lucky Charms. Now, Lucky Charms. Okay, guys, listen. It's a great little meal. Okay, it has the marshmallow in the. I forgot what the brown regular stuff is when it comes to like that kind of stuff. So we're just gonna call them brown stuff. So it has the marshmallow, and it has the brown stuff. Like you gotta love those things, obviously. It's like one of the top tier things that you gotta love about it. It has a great ratio. Well, I think it's 50-50. It used to be way less, I believe so. And it's a great meal. Okay, so basically, okay, it's top 5. I'm just trying to get it, and it's in the top 5 right now. So I feel like it's one of those things that you gotta enjoy in life. Okay, it's a great little meal. It does imbue the milk with a slight like kind of marshmallowy look and taste slightly, but it can enhance a meal as well as like imbue it with a great like taste and stuff. So when it comes to stuff like that, you always gotta enjoy like the great combination and ratio it does portray. So overall, it is a great meal. I'm not gonna lie. So it does make top 5. It does make top 5. So when it comes to the next thing that we're talking about, you just gotta enjoy. So like I was saying before I got really interrupted, next we're talking about Fruit Loops. The freaking Cheerio, what colors? Okay, so Fruit Loops are more flavorful, more enjoyable.
You
kind
over
of
there.
flavorful overall thing, and you gotta enjoy it to have it. So regardless of that fact, I feel like it is imbued with a lot of color and stuff, and you gotta enjoy it to some extent. I'm not gonna lie, even though that it's more of a basic kind of cereal, but basic it can also mean simplistic, and you can enjoy that in your own right. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I can assure you that. So when it comes to different type of varieties, there's obviously different flavors, but come on, guys, we're not gonna pretend like each individual flavor of Fruit Loops has like an imbued flavor and it tastes good and blah 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 stuff like that. Very simple. Come on. But what it does have is a sense of just overall enjoyment. Like I know there's some varieties and some extra special boxes that we could talk about, but we're just gonna be more simplistic in a different way, and we can have a united like core about it. But if we're talking about
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oblivion, would you like to have a very casual conversation?
Alright, so next up on the list that we obviously gotta talk about is Captain Crunch. Now, this is one of the particular parts that you just gotta enjoy, and these are the only, out of this list, I will say this is the only cereal that you could probably have that is slightly soggy. I wouldn't say soggy, I would say second part of stage 2, if anything, okay? Very simple. And you just gotta enjoy it, that's all I'm saying. You just gotta enjoy it. And now, guys, can we please state the obvious that the roof of your mouth is going to be a subject to destruction and utter annihilation when you enjoy this meal. We can all enjoy that. So I wouldn't even be lying. I wouldn't be even lying if I said that, to be honest. But guys, if you're in the second stage of stage 2 before it gets to full sogginess, you may have a kind of I wouldn't say squishy because that sounds terrible. Reminds me of Raisin Bran. It has a more like a tart kind of texture. It's very smooth and very elaborate as it goes down.
You
rather
clown,
than like
look
the
behind you.
utterly like destructive like nature. Now, guys, like other cereals that you may have eaten, I'm not gonna lie, you can't go for seconds, or you're just gonna your upper mouth gonna be caved in. You're gonna be crying. It's gonna be overall a bad thing. So it's not. I cannot, with a good mind and a good conscience, recommend that you do double dips. Okay, but overall, and another con to context is that it.
Oblivion, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Captain Crunch?
He does not talk unless he is online, and even then, he speaks.
That is fair. That is fair. I think he's talking about Captain Crunch with the way that he's talking about the roof of your mouth being like caved in.
Yeah, I did a good sacrifice.
By the way, I love Captain Crunch. That is by far my #1 cereal, next to Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is great.
Yep.
Personally, I don't dislike Captain Crunch, but I just do not use it.
I love Captain Crunch. I will go for forks any time of the fucking week.
So like I was saying before, I was really interrupted. Now, there is a
Fruity
milk
Pebbles is good.
dye,
It's just you gotta eat
so
that
it
bitch
doesn't
fast, or else it's
imbue
gonna
the
be-
milk,
Yeah,
but it
that's my
does have a
favorite
change
cereal.
of color. And we know in
You
our
wanna know what
monkey
goes hard,
brains,
though? You wanna know what
90%
goes hard,
of
though?
colors
The dino
is...
fruity dino bites.
Yeah, yes,
You're wrong.
Fruity Pebbles, shit go fire. Shit is
Well,
fire.
oh, yes. If you saw... Yeah, oh,
Like,
absolutely.
if your family's broke and you just get, like, the fruity dino bites, that's just...
So like I was saying before, he's kind of right. Anyway, it does have like a flavor imbued, but I mean, there's no flavor imbued when it comes to Captain, but it does have a color change, which in our monkey brains will tell us like, oh, this tastes different. Like if you eat a color blue and you eat a color red, it's the same thing, blah, 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 stuff like that. So overall, sadly, it's not top 5. But it is a good runner-up. I will mention it in several occasions, stuff like that. You know, you just gotta enjoy it. That's pretty much it. When it comes down to the next cereal, you're gonna enjoy it way more. Now, when I'm talking about this cereal, we're gonna talk about. So now we're gonna talk about Rice Krispie. Now, guys, listen. So like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Okay, Rice Krispie. Now, guys, can we pretend like Rice Krispies doesn't have like a 5-second fuse? And by the fuse, I mean when it's time to eat. Cause geez, it doesn't have a stage 2. It goes from stage 1 all the way to 2. It goes from it's either not soggy or it is. There is no in between. So based on just that fact, guys, eating cereal is already, like I was saying before, it goes straight from level 1 to level 3 immediately. It's like it's either soggy or it's not. It doesn't have no in between. So overall, it's a terrible. Just on that fact, it's not making top 5. But I will say that the fun fact of like the popping sound effects, how does that even work? But even though it doesn't work in a simple way that you may think, I could give it like a bonus points for making the pop sound effects when you eat it and stuff like that. I guess that's kind of fine. It will be like a.
No, that's how we're hot.
Detective, don't shoot me.
So like I was saying before, let's talk about Rice Krispies. Now, guys, listen. First of all, it's not going to make top 5 for this simple reason. It goes from stage 1 to stage 3 automatically. It's either soggy or it's not. Me personally, just for that factor, I can't put it in top 5. I'm sorry. But what I can do, I do like the unique little popping stuff, little popping sound effects it does. It's a unique little concept, and I guess it's a little like interesting game for their family and stuff. So it's not a terrible thing. I'll admit that, okay, but it still can't push top 5. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, it's a great little meal. It doesn't have that many like flavors or anything, so I never went up to a person and said, "Oh, buddy, I can't wait to try Rice Krispie. They taste like blank. Like they taste like food." Okay, if you explained to me food, that's what it would taste like, honestly. But it's a little meh kind of meal. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but you can enjoy it here and there. So it's not top 5 or top 10, but I'll put it as a little recommendation, little side stuff like that. So, guys, can we please talk about the Holy Grail and the #1 best cereal, please? place. Frosted. No, jeez, hold on. I'm mixing up my flavors. Jeez, the best. Everybody knows this. Okay, the best top tier. Whether you like it or not, is you just gotta love. Fruity Pebbles, top 10, number 1 actually. Okay, it's an amazing meal. It has it's like top 10. Like you really can't get any better than that. And I can only assure you that the great taste of it is just amazing. Okay, it has a great crunchy taste, a great fruity like flavoring, and it's only not even that kind of bad. It's like you really can't even get too mad at that, to be honest. It tastes amazing. Guys, it's only number 1. Okay, and that will be concluding my tier list for the cereal and stuff like that. I hope you guys.
Why'd you kill him? Why'd you kill Oblivion? You could just kill him.
His task is done.
It was funny.